morning, children. Happy to meet you all for the new academic year. Though we are not quite face to face, I am happy to meet you all through these online classes. Today, I want to ask you some questions. Before that, I hope that you are all safe at your home and be safe at home, and even though the permissions are given, that unnecessarily do not come out of your houses so that you will be safe. Before going to the lesson, I want to ask you some questions. Okay. You have many friends and you left all your friends all these almost 2.5 months and staying at home, and you might definitely have some more other friends at your home. I want to find you from you some information regarding yourself and your friends. Are all your friends same in education or in your way of thinking or in your behavior? Do you feel that all of you are same? There are many differences from person to person. And if your friends, or if you meet a stranger, what do they usually say about you? Do they tell about, first of all, about your physique, or about your beauty, or about your behavior? What do they think about all this? And what do they say? You expect that they want to tell you about something positive, like you are so beautiful, or like you are so handsome, or something like that. Is it not? But actually we need to feel very happy when they say that you are a very nice person, very polite, very respectful. And if they say like that, we need to feel very, very happy, because they have been talking about our personality, our behavior. Then what is meant by personality, first of all? You know, many people, many great people. If we think about the great people like Mahatma Gandhi, Jawaharlal Nehru, or APJ Abdul Kalam, we say that those are really great people, great personalities. I want to become like APJ Abdul Kalam. Many of you say like that. Is it not? What do we get into our mind immediately if we think about APJ Abdul Kalam? What made you to think that you want to become like APJ Abdul Kalam? By seeing his beauty or handsomeness? Because he himself said many a times, even in his autobiography, that he was a man of ugly, born to handsome parents. Is it not? Not about his physical appearance. Okay. But what made us to think that we want to become like APJ Abdul Kalam, or we want to become like great Bhagat Singh, or something like that? And why do we call them as the great personalities? Why do we call them? Because their attitude, the way of thinking, helping the people, the way how do they think, the great quotations, like you might have seen many of the great quotations given by APJ Abdul Kalam. He likes the children, and till the last breath he spent his time with the children itself. Okay, and he said many a times to the children that don't feel for your failure in the first attempt. Take it as the first step of your learning. That's what he said. Okay, think about success. Work for the success. go through that towards that success without getting deviated. That's what he says. Is it not? And he is, even after death, many of us will say that he is our role model. Is it not? What made them all their great personalities. So, what is meant by first of all that personality? That we see in this unit 1 of your 10th class. Unit 1, personality development. Personality development. What is this? I told you that personality is nothing but the great qualities, the great characteristic features that people have made us to get bent towards them. Is it not? Like the qualities like generous, qualities like optimistic. What is meant by optimistic? Optimistic is one quality. What is meant by optimistic? That is hope for always the best. Is it not? So that is a positive attitude. Whatever you do, think in a positive manner, so that automatically success comes to you. That is called the optimistic nature. Okay, and be generous. Generous towards the people. Be courageous. These are all the characteristics. Many are there, of course. Courageous. And don't be nervous or don't be pessimistic. What is pessimistic? This optimistic opposite is pessimistic. Okay. And this is called pessimistic. And this pessimistic is thinking about positive always, thinking about hope for the best always is optimistic, hope for the worst always is called the pessimistic. So, we think about always, that makes us to think about whether we are thinking in a positive manner or in a negative manner. Never think about in such a way in a negative attitude. Okay? Likewise, generous, courageous, polite. Okay, like this kind of different characteristic features. Like if you say like that, don't be coward, don't be timid. This kind of thing makes the people what kind of personality that person consisting. So that personality attracts the people. So never try to attract the people with your physique. Try to attract the other people. Try to get the attention of other people with your personality. Having good qualities in you. Make the other people to get your good qualities, attract them. And do friendship with you. Want to be close to you. So this kind of personality you need to develop. Okay. So what for this personality development especially given in this particular 10th class and that to the end of your schooling, what for this is given at this particular stage? Because you are going within a short span of time, within an year, you need to go to the open world. You need to face many people outside. Okay, you are all just now, till now, you are all in just like frogs in well. But when you go out, how to behave with different kinds of people outside, how to talk to them, how to make them to feel to talk to you. This kind of personality, if you develop, that is for that, then you can be a successful person. So, what makes you to develop that kind of good personality, attractive personality? Before going to that, we'll see such kind of, we talked till now APJ Abdul Kalam or some other, just like Jawaharlal Nehru, Mahatma Gandhi, like that. We'll see some more other people. I'll ask you first of all whether you can identify these people. See here, who is this? Can you identify this lady? This is Sudha Chandran. Who is this? Sudha Chandran. And can you identify this person? This person is Stephen Hawking. And who is this lady? Who is this lady? Helen Keller. These three, why these three pictures are given here? As we said, they discussed that personality development. These are the three great personalities about whom we can think in a different manner. What similarity can you find in these three people? What similarities can you find? Is it their beauty? Or is it their occupation? Or their profession? Do you know about these three people? Now, if you see that this Sudha Chandran, she's a famous dancer. Famous Bharatanatyam dancer, classical dancer. We know to that extent. If you have seen the picture, there was a picture also on the Sudha Chandran's life story, that is Mayuri. And this lady, she lost her one leg. Leg was amputated because she met with a tragic road accident and the leg was amputated. She did not get discouraged after that because she was a lover of the dance and she did not get discouraged. The early stages she might have definitely no doubt about that, but later she recollected her past days and she thought that at any point of time she want to go back again onto the streets. And with the help of many people, she got under the treatment and attached with Jaipur fort, and again she got onto the stage. And she was born in 1965 and she became, even till today, we can remember, we can think about this great lady for her determination, for her perseverance, that she want to succeed in that. So that is the great personality of this. You might have heard many a times about the Stephen Hawking. As I told you in the beginning, not similarities in their physique, not similarities in their beauty or handsomeness, but we think about what are the similarities. The Stephen Hawking, a great physicist, a person who is a great professor in mathematics, physics, and not from the beginning he was like that. You can see him that he had some serious problems. Okay, and he got some neurological problem which made him to restrict to a wheelchair. Almost 50 years he was there on the wheelchair itself. But still, even till today, we think about this great scientist, that Stephen Hawking. And recently in 2018 itself, he died, he passed away. But still, we remember that Stephen Hawking, that disability, that not able to move, none of his body part he could move at all. But still he proved himself as great. The whole world thinks about the Stephen Hawking, and the disability did not make him to stop and or his success. That kind of thing, personality, the Stephen Hawking. And who is this lady then? This is Helen Keller. Helen Keller, even in the beginning, she was also not born a disabled person. Nowadays, we are not calling them as disabled people. We are not calling them as disabled people. If they are physically disabled, we have to call them as physically challenged people. Why? They are taking the life as a challenge. We call them as physically challenged people. If they are blind, visually challenged people. If they are deaf, audibly challenged people. If the mentally disturbed people, mentally challenged people, because they are leading the lives in a challenging manner, not to less to any people. Likewise, if they are dumb, so if they cannot speak, we call them as verbally challenged people. So whatever it may be, all these are challenged peoples only, because they are challenging their lives. So these kind of, there's Helen Keller, not born as a challenged person, but later at the age of 19 months, she got a severe fever, a scarlet fever, which made her as deaf and dumb. Okay, deaf and dumb, blind and deaf completely. But still, she did not, the determination what she had did not stop her to get success. And she was the first lady with physically challengers who got her bachelor's degree in arts. Okay, and she was not of this particular decade. She was of 1880s. Even in that particular time also, she took her life as a challenge and started even the new institution for this blind people. Likewise, she proved herself. So like this, what does all these people learn us to think about all that physical or mental or whatever kind of disability cannot make any people to stop their success. Okay, so that is what we have to develop. That do not give up anything with a fail, with simple failure. Go on working on that. Have determination. Learn to develop the positive attitude which can develop your personality. So, that is called the personality development. So, how can you develop your personality in such a way? That personality you can develop with your attitude. What kind of attitude? What is meant by first of all attitude? Attitude is the behavior. Behavior of one person. If you either you may be a positive, you maybe have the positive behavior, polite towards other people, generous towards other people, whatever it may be. The behavior of one person can definitely make them to stand at a particular or at a great altitude. What is meant by altitude? At a great height. Whether you are gone down or whether you reach to the great heights, that depends on your attitude itself. That is the reason why the first lesson in this particular personality development is attitude. What did I say? Attitude? Behavior. Attitude is altitude. As I told you, what is this altitude? Attitude is behavior. Your behavior definitely can keep you at a great altitude, at a great level. That we see by seeing the person, one great personality, a live example, who made himself even with many disabilities, which we cannot even expect the people like that. Even that great person, a live example, we can see how we can make ourselves great with all the facilities. That's what even APJ Abdul Kalam said. All the people may not have equal talents, but definitely whatever you want to do, but we have all opportunities. If we utilize that opportunities, talents may differ from person to person, but opportunities we can create ourselves and we can make ourselves as a successful person. So that you can develop, you can see in this great lesson, that is altitude and attitude, that is about Nick Vujicic. That is about Nick Vujicic. Nick Vujicic, he was a great person, a great motivational speaker today, a great person about whom the parents at the time of his born did not think about that he would become like that. Okay, he himself did not think about that he would become like that great. But his great determination, the perseverance made him and today brought in front of our eyes that nothing can stop you if you can utilize the opportunities with your behavior. Okay, with your attitude. So make to develop the good attitude, good behavior, great behavior. If you can develop, definitely you can become a great successful person. That's what this life example of this Nick Vujicic tells about in this lesson. So let us start the lesson to know about this great Vujicic now. Let us open the textbooks. Now, I hope you opened your textbooks. The first reading is attitude is altitude. We need to think about what kind of text this is. This attitude is altitude is a biography. It is a biography. What is meant by biography and autobiography? Have you ever heard about that? Biography is about a particular person, his life, a complete lifetime achievements, everything like that. About one person's great personality's life is written as a book by somebody else is called a biography. If the same person writes about his life, that is called an autobiography. And here, this attitude is altitude is a biography, a biographical story. And this is the biography of this great personality whom about we thought Nick Vujicic. So, by the end of this unit, you will be very much get clarification how to write a biography also. Okay, now let us start the lesson. Attitude is altitude. Now, if your father comes from the office or your close relative, your close brother or sister, after so many days came home, what do you want to do? You want to rush to them and want to hug them. Okay, so to hug them, to keep close your arms, you need both the hands. Is it not? And being the children, many of you, especially the boys, if you see, while walking on the road, if they see something like a pebble or a bottle or a plastic cover, something like that, they want to kick it out like this. Is it not? So for that we need to have the legs. the strength in legs first of all, and the strength. Okay, then you can enjoy your childhood, everything like that. Imagine a person who doesn't have the arms to do his own work or to hug his lovely people. Think about that. How does he feel? And a person who doesn't have legs, when all his friends are playing in the ground, he cannot go and participate with them. He cannot run along with them. How that person thinks about that? Is it not? If both the arms are not there, feeling very bad. It's a very, very sad situation. And if legs are not there, that is another sad situation. Imagine once that both arms and legs do not have. Then what will be the condition of that particular person? We think about that. And that kind of person only this Nick Vujicic. Let us start the reading. Imagine having no arms to stretch in the morning, to help you scratch that itch, to allow you to wrap your arms around your loved ones. Imagine having no legs to kick pebbles down the street, to walk or to run, to bicycle, to skateboard, or get you from point A to point B. Imagine all these things, that whatever you want to do with your arms, if arms are not there, imagine while walking on the road, all the other people not having the legs to go from one point to another point. How will be the condition of that particular person? Imagine about that that sad thing. Then imagine both at once, having that arms, do not have the arms first of all, do not have that legs first, another one. Both if the person doesn't have, think about that situation. That is what here this person, which is what Nick Vujicic has faced in his whole life. From the starting, birth itself, he doesn't have the arms and the legs, only the torso. What is meant by the torso here? Torso is the main part of the body. Main part of the body. Okay, and only the main part of the body, without arms and without legs. That is the Nick Vujicic. Has faced his whole life. Have you heard something like this before? Before this Nick Vujicic, have you ever seen such kind of people? Or have you ever thought of that kind of thing? Or seen that kind of people? I hope we did not see. Nick Vujicic was born with no arms and legs. We have seen with Helen Keller or Sudha Chandran. They were born as normal children itself. After that they lost with one or the another reasons. But here Nick Vujicic, he was born without arms and legs itself. Is it not? But he doesn't let the details stop him. The brave 26-year-old, at that time 26 years old. Okay, when this book was, when this lesson was published, he was 26 years. Now he is around 32 or 33 years, I hope. 26 years old, who is mainly a torso. A torso is only the main body part. like a tree without branches, only the stem if you see how it would be. Likewise, only the torso of that particular body. But he loves that particular only with that torso, without thinking that if any other person is like that, without arms and legs, get very much depressed. Of course, he was also like that in his childhood. But later, he made up himself that he wants to do something. And he loved whatever he loved. In one way or the other way, he achieved that. What were the things? What are the things he loved very much? That is, plays football. He loved football, so he started playing football. And golf. Golf, do you know? Having a small ball with a small bat like that, playing is called golf. That is the another game. He plays football. We learned in the beginning itself, to kick a pebble, we need legs. And what about football? Foot must be there to play the football. But he plays football also. How does he play? We see that. And he does even swimming also. He swims and surfs. Surfing is also another water game. Just like a plank, a board, standing on that and moving along with the waves and the oceans or the seas. Okay, moving along on that board is called the surfing. That is another water game. So moving along with the waves. Swims and surfs despite having no limbs, without arms and without legs. Also, he plays all these things. He plays football, he plays golf, he loves and does swimming and surfing also. Nick, with what does he does all these things we see. But he says that God has given him a small gift. What is that gift we see? Nick has a small foot. A small foot is given by the God, he says. Nick has a small foot on his left hip. For this hip, attached to that, just like a small foot like that, is there for the Nick. And that foot, with that foot, and that foot also has again the toes, how we have for our feet, like under that kind of toes are there for that, even for that small foot also. Okay, he uses his one foot to type. Left hip helps him balancing. He says that foot only helps him a lot, even to stand on the surfing board or to swim or to catch whatever, hold whatever he wants. All that foot helps him a lot, he says. Okay, he uses his one foot to type. He did not stop his life because he doesn't have all those things. What supported him, not only he himself, his parents also supported him in such a way. We see how all that happened in the coming part of the lesson. So, he uses that one foot to type, to write something. You might have seen some pictures or videos like that. A girl especially writing with that foot, holding the pen in between the thumb toe and the next toe, and writing that. But here he doesn't have even legs. But still he uses that small foot itself, and he types and he writes also. He write with a pen and pick things up between his toes. Whatever he wants to take it out from the ground or from somewhere, he uses that toes to pick them up. And he says in a beautiful manner, He consoles himself without getting distressed. He is in a jovial manner. He says that I call it my chicken drumstick. Who is I here? That Nick. So, whatever the small foot which is attached to the left hip, he called him as a chicken drumstick. Chicken drumstick is the small legs usually you see for the chicken and dog. Okay, for the chicks. So, that he called that as the chicken drumstick, joked Nick, who was born in Melbourne. Melbourne, where is Melbourne? In Australia. Okay, he was born in Melbourne, Australia, but now he lives in Los Angeles. Where is that Los Angeles? United States of America. Okay, Los Angeles. I would be lost without it. He did not feel very bad once after got it to that. He said that he did not feel for not having arms or not having for that leg. But he said that if that small foot is not there, I would have lost everything, he said. That means that itself he takes it as a boon. Okay, which God helped him to do everything. He says in such a way. Okay, I would be lost without it. What is that it here? That chicken drumstick. What is that chicken drumstick? That small foot what he has for his left hip. Due to his faith, what is meant by faith? Faith is the belief. On what he has that belief? Due to his faith as an evangelical Christian. Evangelical, who has the strong belief in his religion about the rules, principles, whatever the religion says. He was very strong in belief. He has strong beliefs. Staunch supporter of that particular religion. What religion he belonged to? He belongs to Christianity. Okay, so he has an evangelical Christian. Nick has chosen to remain a virgin until marriage. Okay, because he has strong belief on his religion. He has strong faith on his religion and the principles of his religion. He said that he want to become as a virgin. Virgin is without, that is usually we call virgin as unused till now, or without those who do not have the sexual life till then. That is called usually virgin. So he wanted to be like a virgin till he gets a marriage. He is very modest, but he gets marriage proposals from women all the time. So even after grown up, he got many proposals from many girls without these disabilities, because his personality, his attitude made him to become close to many people. So he became even though he had friendships with many girls, he wanted to become as a virgin itself. Marriage proposals from women all the time, said Nick's friend and publicist. Who said these words? Not he himself. His friend said that, who was a publicist, who published many books or something like that. He was Steve Apple from Los Angeles. He would love to get married and start a family, but he is waiting for the right girl to come along. He wants to get married. Who said all this again? His friend. He said that he wants to get married, but he has been waiting for the right girl who can understand him, not because of sympathy, who can understand him and who can do that, live as a good life partner He has been waiting for such kind of girl. Water sports aren't Nick's only thing. He also plays golf with a club. Club is a small stick to play with the golf. And he doesn't have legs at all. How are the arms? How can he play? He could play that with that, keeping that club tucked under his chin, like pushing it under his chin like that. And he used to, because he is very close, very short and close to the ground, he used to play like that and tucked under his chin, and is a huge fan of the English Premier League. Is a very good fan of that English Premier League, that deals always with spinning and all like that kind of games and all. So he was a very good fan of that. His parents decided, because he doesn't have legs and arms, and the parents usually have a sort of feeling that if he would send to a normal school, all the children would laugh at him. But still they decided not to send him to a special school. His parents decided not to send him to a special school. A decision, he said, was very hard for him. In the early days, he felt it very difficult, because when he went to school, all the children laughed at him, bullied him, hurt him physically as well as emotionally. Bullied is physically hurting the other people, either physically or emotionally. So in that way, he felt very difficult in the beginning days, but which may be the best decision. But when he had grown up, he thought that that was the best decision his parents had taken by sending him to the normal school they could have made for him. When Nick was born, his father was so shocked. When he was born, immediately after the birth of the children, the parents want to see the child, take them into the newly born infant into their hands. But by seeing that infant, the mother and both the father were almost shocked. So, father was so shocked, he left the hospital room to vomit. Okay, so he could not control himself. He rushed out and to vomit. That he could not digest at all. So he rushed out to vomit. His distraught mother, the mother got shocked and depressed. His distraught mother, distraught is disturbed or depressed. That depressed mother could not bring herself to hold him until he was 4 months old. So he was the mother was very much depressed and could not, usually the newly infant will be taken by the mother immediately into the hands. But the mother could not take that infant till he completes his 4 months. It took that much time for the father and the mother to digest that. What kind of situation was that? Think about that particular situation. But later those parents only, as he said in the early paragraph, that in the previous paragraph, that those parents only helped him by giving many things. We'll continue the lesson in the next part of the class.